Hey there, Marina Ormes here with your Astro Vibe for Friday, July 14th. Today we are talking about integrating and implementing new ways of thinking. So we are reaching the end of this current moon cycle. The moon is getting smaller. It's heading toward the July 17th new moon in Cancer. And so we're completing the Gemini energy that began with the new moon in Gemini on June 17th. And that new moon began the current moon cycle that we are completing. And so as the moon goes through Gemini, which is a mutable air sign, meaning it is an air sign, which is about thinking and communication and how our minds work, words, language, how we share and share our thoughts and ideas. And then it is also a mutable sign. So that means it's changeable. It's releasing things. It's letting go. It has that feeling of flitting from one thing to the next, of curiosity and changing our minds. And so with that theme of changing our minds, which yesterday I was sharing about that Gemini energy and how to work with it in terms of bringing in new perspectives, new ways of thinking, and unlocking your curiosity, right? But now, as we're going through this moon sign being in Gemini and the energy of Gemini, we're actually integrating and implementing and becoming something new based on what we've been learning throughout this moon cycle. So as we complete, so we began the moon cycle by stating our intentions, right? Planting seeds, putting things in motion that are important to us. And by the way, if you don't set your intentions consciously on the new moon, whatever you're running unconsciously or is showing up in your life, or whatever attitudes or feelings or choices you're making, that's what you're that's the seed that you are unconsciously planting. So I always recommend to consciously choose your intentions, because that helps you align with a higher way of being, a higher possibility, better able, but more capable of being creative in your life. And when I talk about creativity, I mean the ability to shape your life the way you want and to have the kind of life and daily experiences that you want, right? More joy, more abundance, more beauty, more love, all the things that we want. So we are now completing that moon cycle with the seeds that were planted at the June 17th new moon in Gemini, and we've been fulfilling or going through this journey, right, to fulfill this theme that got put in motion with the new moon in Gemini. And so the theme, the quality of Gemini energy has to do with our words, how we verbalize, how we think about things, and what story we're telling, what words we need to use to share our truth, to connect with others, to communicate who we are, and how to, get what we want through the process of language and communication. So that's going to include everything from private communication, right, which includes journaling and noticing your own thoughts and your patterns of thinking, which is what we were talking about yesterday. And also the day before, when we were talking about shaking up your routine. So themes this week of changing thinking, right, and changing our ways of being to get different results. And so we are complete. So, okay. So, so for everything from your own thinking and journaling and very private, looking at how you use words and ideas privately, to the way that you communicate and convey those, what you need to say to someone else, what you are currently saying, and maybe ways that you might need to change, the ways that you're communicating, the ways that you're showing up, and the kind of language you're using. Also, communication is not just one way, right? It's the ways that you're listening, the ways you're paying attention at deeper levels. And so there are things that have been put in motion this month that are helping us focus on that area of life, on how we learn, on how we take in new ideas, what we're going to do with those new ideas, right? And so again, integrating and implementing. So who are you becoming based on what you've noticed about how you communicate, what words you're choosing, what thoughts you're running through your head? How can you make changes in your life or choose consciously in ways that bring in new ways of thinking and new possibility into your life, that open-mindedness? And so it's perfect time to step into learning new things, right? Maybe go buy some books on topics you're interested in. Maybe sign up for a class. Maybe plan a regular coffee or tea date with a friend who you can have invigorating conversations with. So processing your ideas and the ability to have those ideas unfold in ways that are powerful, are creative, are effective, right? In terms of getting the results we want. I feel like I can't say this enough, how we go into this place where we think the world is a certain way, and therefore we have no choices. We're just stuck with it. And the fact is that we are infinitely creative beings who have at our fingertips the powers to shape our experience through the choices we make. And that happens across the board in body, mind, spirit, emotion, and how we choose to show up, how we take action, how we handle our self-care, how we handle our emotions. All those things matter. And this particular moon cycle is focused on words and communication. So what do you need to say? Who do you need to say it to? How can you make a difference through sharing your voice and making a simple difference? There are so many ways at local levels. If you're worried about the state of the world, who can you tell, hey, this isn't okay with me. I think we should be doing it this way, and tell your elected officials what you want them to do, right? If you're not communicating, then they don't know that you feel that way. So important to do that. It's also important to do that in your relationships, in your workplace, in your friend circles, your social circles, wherever that is showing up for you. It is an invitation for you to ask yourself, how am I communicating? What am I communicating? How can I do that in a way that makes me feel better and makes the world a better place, right? Because those two go hand in hand. When we take care of ourselves and we do the things that are good for us and our souls and our truth and our authenticity, and to be more creative and expressive, that also makes a positive difference in the world around us. And the way that ideas in our world are shaped is absolutely not limited to the 3-second headlines that, social media or whatever, attention grabbing headline, the way that marketing and capitalism work, maybe. But our capacity to process and think about things in a more complex and connected way with our fellow human beings goes way beyond that. So don't let yourself be limited by that, and let yourself think in more complex ways and share those thoughts with others. So to sum up, today as the moon goes through Gemini, we'll continue in Gemini until tomorrow when it shifts into Cancer, getting ready for that Cancer new moon. Today we're doing this work of integrating and implementing what we've been learning throughout this moon cycle about how we think, how we communicate, what words we choose to use, and where and how we share those words, which are just symbols, right, of our thoughts and ideas. So that's where we're at. That's what we're doing. And that's how you can make the most of today's Gemini moon that is waning into the new moon. And thank you so much for being here. I am Marina Ormes. You can learn more about me at astrologyheals.com. I've got some awesome topics here on this YouTube channel, and I've got playlists. Last Sunday, I went into the astrology of climate change. So, maybe there's something there for you to learn, open your curious mind to, and new ways of thinking, right? To remind us that we're not limited by the things that feel like bad news. There's so much good news in the world, and we can choose to bring that in. We can choose to feed ourselves with that good news. We can choose to project and express that good news into the world and with the people that we share and communicate with. So a little Gemini pep talk. All right. Think positive thoughts, share positive thoughts. Remind yourself that positive thoughts are just as valuable as whatever bad news or negative thinking is out there. All right. I'm Marina Ormes again, astrologyheals.com. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet, now is the perfect time to subscribe to this channel, and you won't miss my daily videos, which tell you every day how to work with the current moon energies and the energies of the other planets. And so the astrology for unshakable self-care that I share with you here every day. All right. Thanks for joining me. Check out the other videos I have posted, especially last Sundays, about climate change. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.